think everyone has a dream of seeing the world, or at the least, a curiosity to discover what's out there, to experience something new, to feel different emotions, to escape the limits of their imagination and chase something larger than themselves. In my adolescence, I developed a fascination of what lied outside the small city I grew up in. And it's true, there are an endless amount of things that are waiting for us on the other side. But we so often forget that there is just as big of a world to explore inside all of our hearts. So before we can look out afar, we must first look into ourselves. For me, I was that shy kid who lacked any confidence in himself. I grew up always feeling unsure of who I was and where I belonged. And so I would hop from one friend group to another, hoping one of them would take me in for the long run. But now I'm constantly traveling from one country to the next, which has only made me feel more distant. I was so desperately looking for my voice, but it always just felt out of reach. And in my inability to express myself, I was lost. This is the book How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. And now you're probably expecting me to say how I read this book and it helped me solve all my problems. But the reality is, I haven't even finished it. In fact, I haven't even made it past chapter 1, and it's been sitting on my table untouched for probably a whole year. But today I decided to pick it up and open it up to where I last left my bookmark. On page 18, where I found a phrase that I had underlined from a while back. The deepest principle in human nature is the craving to be appreciated. Was this the answer I was looking for? Maybe that's what I was experiencing, a lack of appreciation. But that's impossible. There were so many people around the world who supported me in what I did. And yet, it was as if I was standing alone in a room full of people, with the voices of everyone constantly getting louder and louder, until I was at the point where I couldn't even hear myself think. Nowadays, so many people live in anxiety, overwhelmed and crumbling under the expectations of the world and those around them. And it doesn't make it easier when you grow up with social media plastering the highlight reels of everyone's life achievements. So you must learn to recognize that you are not what you accomplish, that you do not need more, and you do not need to do more. That, among many other things, is one of the valuable lessons I absorbed during my travels this past year. That we place too much of an emphasis on things that don't even really matter. In my exposure to the many diverse cultures of the world, I was able to interact with people living much simpler yet happier lives than ours. So what was the key to their happiness? Well, looking deep into their lifestyle and values, I discovered the truth. And it's actually quite simple. In fact, you have no idea that the answer is all around you every single day. Community. Community is the frontier. It's your family, it's your friends, it's that one random stranger you pass by that decides to say hi and acknowledge you. It is in those small acts of kindness that we realize our insecurities are actually quite brittle in nature. Because no matter how much we may doubt ourselves, others will see us as we are. The control that uncertainty can have over our lives is deeply unnatural at its root. It crumbles, it breaks, it falters under the presence of camaraderie and support. Because insecurity requires constant attention, but confidence only requires one single step outside our comfort zone. And when you can find the people in your life who will help you take that one step, you will be completely unstoppable. So understand, it is okay to let go. It is okay to not be okay. It is okay to feel lost, because we will help lift you. We will help you find your way back. We will help you find your voice. And when you do, we will always be listening. It is only then that you will realize that we are not put here on earth to be validated by other people, but to help others find validation within themselves. We are all here to struggle together, to love together, to be more together. So remember this, the day will come when all your internal battles finally align, when you can find peace in both the highs and lows of life. And it won't be because of what you said or what you accomplished, but how you made others feel appreciated.
Feeling like there's nothing I can do. This could be the end, it's not a choice. It's taking